You think Charlotte City Council is dysfunctional, and if you think it is, then what would you do? What leader, what type of leader would you be in order to make it more functional?
It is dysfunctional. I mean, we know that. It's been dysfunctional 2 years.
And what's your evidence of that?
I think dysfunction is based upon perception. And, there's been multiple articles, Observer, whatever else, talking about that. A form of dysfunction is not attendance. We just had a Charlotte Observer, a news article that showed the attendance. In the last 8 years, attendance has drastically decreased by the Charlotte Council. I see that as a sign of a lack of leadership. Okay, the mayor herself was the fourth worst person in terms of attendance. It was noted that in almost every meeting that she was in, almost every meeting she was in, she left early. She's trying to say that she's delegating authority for absences, but this is a tough subject. Okay, this is a tough subject. We just went through the Biden situation last election cycle. And I think we're dealing with our Charlotte version of that. I think it's a unspoken secret or unspoken around Charlotte within some of the media and within the party and the elected officials itself that the mayor has declined over the last couple of years. And I think that leadership part of that is a lack of leadership. She's not showing up to events. She's not showing up to meetings. She's leaving meetings earlier. She's putting out statements like she did that, again, doesn't really say any plan. She showed up, as far as in this campaign, only a 30-day cycle. So we're not talking about a multiple month cycle here as far as campaign, 30 days almost. She showed up for the first day of forums, 2 on that first same day, and then she's only shown up to 1 since. She declined the redress movement to talk about the transit. She declined the Charlotte Ledger, and in both cases they just canceled it because the media doesn't want to cover a forum if the mayor isn't and the incumbent isn't there. And then the only other one she's attended was the WFAE, where she got what I think very easy questions to ask when we talk about the airline employees and the Bank of America upgrades, which again, all questions are important, so I'm not saying that they aren't important questions, but they're easy questions. So there's definitely dysfunction going on. I think it comes down to a little bit of decline, whether it's energy, whatever else. I think that's what's going on. I think that's a problem. It's leading to a lack of leadership. I think leading to a lack of dysfunction. And she didn't comment on this article, but there was an article a couple weeks ago that some of her proponents, former council members, said, well, the problem is the current council members because they're bomb throwers. What type of leadership is that when you're going to blame the people that you work with for the problem rather than saying the buck stops here, I need to do something about it? Yeah. She tried to run another person against one of her own council members last election cycle. How do you build trust with somebody if you are funding their opponent and now you got to work with them? We all got people that we work with that we don't like.